Please!
Honestly, it's just sex with you people.
No!
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. Today, we're watching Torchwood, and quite frankly, it's about time.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so sad.
Yes, me too.
My fave character's dead.
Tosh.
Yes.
Yeah, she was mine too.
And I just feel like it's so unfair that they didn't get to experiment their love.
Yeah. That's life though, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah. Why did they leave?
I don't know. I think it was the writing. I don't think the actors decided to leave.
Oh.
I think they decided to kill two off. Yeah.
Did they get replaced?
You'll have to wait and see.
Andy. Reese.
Oh. Reese does get more involved, I will tell you that.
Oh.
Not an official member, but he's definitely more involved in the action. Anyway. Hi guys.
Hello.
We've just watched Exit Wounds.
No.
Torchwood Series 2, is that an
Gray, you piece of shit.
I know.
There's no need to kill her.
Well, no, there wasn't, but he was evil. Well, he wasn't. No, he was.
He was.
Yeah, he was consumed by bitterness.
Yeah. It takes two people. I'm sorry, Gray. I'm sorry, but your brother is running in front of you. Use your eyeballs and follow him.
Yeah.
I know that's not always what happens, and things happen.
But Jack was also a child in that instance.
Yeah.
That's a lot of responsibility to put on him. It was probably, you could say it was his parents' fault, his dad's fault, really.
Yeah. He should have said, go and get your mother.
Or they should have all stuck together.
Or her mother survives and maybe just stay in the house.
Yeah. What did you think of the actor who played Gray?
Blech.
Not the best, is he?
Handsome.
Oh, very attractive, yes.
Very handsome, but...
That's what I wrote on my note. I wrote Gray's acting, ... and then I put V pretty, though.
It was believable that they were brothers.
I think he was putting on the American accent, though, because it felt like it slipped a few times.
It just felt a bit... By the way, I do feel like this came out of nowhere. This kind of like, this Grey resolution... and like big bad and all that. I don't know, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. And you'll hear, because we've got a few comments from listeners to go through at the end. You'll hear that that's quite a common theme. People don't really like this storyline. It's a bit... I
think it would be stronger if it was laced better.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Russell's like, okay, we haven't killed anyone off in 2 series. I want 2 deaths now. You need to make up for series 1 and now series 2.
Yeah. I don't know what the reasoning is.
Oh my God. It's almost like they're being reunited in death.
Yeah, I did think that. It's a sad way to look at it, but yeah.
I really thought they were going to save her.
Yeah. No, Tosh.
I kind of got spoiled.
You did? Oh my God, I hate you.
Okay, I saw the actress on AbFab.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, I know, I'll Google the actress. To see if
it was actually her.
Yes, and then, of course,
I was scrolling down, and I saw, 26 episodes, and I knew each series was 13 episodes.
So you saw she was in no more than 2
I was hoping that they had decided to bow out and go away together.
Yeah, that would have been... I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been as impactful as this.
No.
But this is literally such a heartbreaking moment. I've never watched this episode in my life without crying. Even today, I teared up a little bit. This was the least I've cried ever watching it. But for me, it's that moment, the moment that gets me is when he's raging and he says, give me one good reason why I should stop screaming. And she's just like, because you're breaking my heart. Yeah, it's so sad. And also because she never really knew how good she was. She started to. She said, "Oh, of course I can stop it. I'm brilliant." And like she was starting to gain a lot of confidence.
Yeah,
but
she was living on that adrenaline.
Yeah, very sad.
I feel like they were like, "Okay, Owen needs to die now because he's been Walking Dead for like many months." But then he said, "Oh, he's already died. We've already had that." No, he's not dead. He's dead, but not dead. They could do that on Tosh. They could bring her back and be the living dead.
Well, there are no more gloves.
Oh yeah, they
destroyed both. But even if they did, I think they should have learnt by now that never works well.
No.
It would be more of a curse.
Oh my God. Does John become a part of it?
Do you want me to answer, honestly?
No, not really.
Okay. How would you feel if he did?
Drop the fucking accent.
Yeah.
I don't mind James Masters. I think he's suited to this type of show.
Yeah, he is.
Like this
he
campy type of sci-fi show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, him, Yanto and Jack have become a threesome.
And John is very obsessed with Jack.
He's in love with him.
Yeah.
And Jack, he's very right. He's very right. Jack's got all this time, and it'll be so easy for everyone to be jealous of all that time.
Yeah.
But then they don't realise how much of a curse it can be.
Yeah.
Like he spent 27 AD?
Mm-hmm.
So 27 AD to 2008?
Nearly best part of 2,000 years.
Yeah. So, but, best part.
Yeah.
So Victoria, best part.
Oh, yes, up to, 1900, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I need a spin-off. I need a Victorian. I need it in my life.
You need Marjorie Fridge.
I need a Victorian. I will write it.
Go on then, write a fan.
We should write.
Do an audio.
Fine, I will write a fan fiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of Torchwood.
I'll adapt it.
And we'll pitch it to the BBC.
Yeah.
Say, it's a 3-part series.
3 parts?
6-part series.
Yeah.
With one overarching story. Lots of gay, lots of straight, lots of everything in between.
Mm.
My friend has a badge on our lanyard that says she - they.
Oh, cool.
And I thought, I should get one of those, but I thought, I'm a cis man.
No, but actually, the more people that do it, the more it normalises it.
Yeah.
So I do think there is value in that. It's like putting it in your email signature.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I often thought to myself, would it be cool to be like, now, I don't know if this is, I don't know. Would it be cool to like have a gender, like an umbrella gender for children? So like, rather than call them he and she, or girl and boy, it's like Burl.
Or Goy, yeah.
Or Goy. And then when they're 18, they have a ceremony where they choose.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. And perhaps...
Or 21.
Perhaps in an ideal world, that's the way we would do things.
Yeah.
But we don't live in an ideal world.
We live in a world where everyone has their gender. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are more... Because change takes such a long time to happen.
Yeah. I'm finding this world very hard at the moment.
It is very hard.
It's a very hard place to live.
Yeah.
And you see... And I think that's why people like Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it takes you away from...
It's an escape.
Yeah, from... Yeah. And people say you've got books and drawing and sewing and music and all that.
Yeah, but that's
and
true.
And you do.
It's
and
all
you
of
do.
It. Yeah.
But people like to live vicariously through other people.
Mm.
And then some people get jealous and sad. But, yeah. Does Toshiko come back?
Well, you've seen her. I assume it was her Wikipedia you were looking at.
I wanted to,
episodes.
I was hoping that we'd see a funeral.
Yeah, so no funeral. But the thing is, I don't know how they do that with like, what did they say to her mum? Because her mum's still alive.
Yeah, but what do they? I just think they should have just put her in the morgue.
They probably did.
I think we should have seen that.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because I think, this is a very hard episode.
Yeah, it is a very hard episode.
This is not the hardest hitting death I've had from Russell T Davies.
No, it's not. Years and years.
Years and years when they just pan the beach and then you just see the close-up of Thingy's face.
Yeah, spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Well, they don't know who Thingy is.
Well, yeah, okay. Oh my God,
I
spoiler
can't watch
alert.
that show.
Thingy dies. You can't watch that show?
No.
I really want to do a rewatch of Russell T Davies things.
You can do that on your own.
The thing is, think about this episode, Exit Wounds, and like, whenever I think of it, I just think of it as the one where Owen and Tosh die.
Mm.
Because outside of that, really, it's not that memorable for me.
But do you think Owen actually dies?
That's a good question.
Because I thought like he was actually just still be alive, like decomposed body, like a skeleton but still alive, beneath the brain.
Because it depends how the whole thing works of him being alive, and also like if it's his brain activity, that's his consciousness is in his brain activity, and his brain is destroyed.
It makes no sense.
No, but like you always say, it's a TV show.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you think about it logically, like he can't feel pain, can't feel neurons. His neurons aren't working.
Yeah.
So then that means that his brain is actually not sending impulses, pulses throughout his nerve. So he can't technically move. So it's some fantasy type of thing.
Yeah.
What storyline should I build?
For your spin-off?
To a poll. How many people want me to write about Marjorie Fridge?
Yeah, Marjorie Fridge and Jonathan Toaster.
Donald Dorr.
Donald Dorr.
Yeah.
You know that bit where Owen went to the hospital and that doctor was showing him the alien that they'd caught, and he said it's called a hoix. Did you recognise it?
No.
Oh, you've seen it before.
Oh.
It was in Love and Monsters, which was
Stephen, I can't remember those things. It's been so long since I've seen a doctor's face that I've forgotten what they look like.
So Love and Monsters was the one with the Absorbaloff, the Peter Kay one. And at the beginning, Doctor and Rose are chasing this. It's a bit like Scooby-Doo. They go across the corridors and they're chasing this thing.
Oh, how am I supposed to remember that, Stephen?
Well, sorry.
Like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Anyway, it was never named in that episode, but they put it in the credits. Russell T Davies just made it up for the credits. He said, call it the Hoix. And then they brought it back, obviously, because they had the costume. And then now it's officially been named.
What really annoying with this was when all those weevils are running about CGI'd. Literally use, I was going to say samples, but no. Use extras.
Yeah.
But they just, let's just CGI it in.
Did they? I didn't notice. I noticed you suddenly started cackling.
It was CGI. If you had to pick between killing off Toshiko or Gwen, who would you choose?
Oh, that's such a tough one. I don't want either of them to die.
Gwen.
I know for you it would be Gwen.
Sadly, no. I really like Gwen in this series. I think this Gwen I like. Season 1 Gwen I don't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
This Gwen I really like. And I love, the sad bit at the end, I don't think I can carry on. And I was like, oh my God, bitch, you're pregnant.
I always think she sounds a bit like a character in like a 1930s movie or something, that bit when he says about we carry on and she goes, I don't think I can, not after this. Like
Reese gets involved more to protect her because she's pregnant.
Maybe not.
My God.
Have to wait and see.
What a nice way to treat the person who saved you.
What?
Putting a massive detonator thing on a bomb on you, fusing a bomb to the wrist.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a bit like,
I guess it was just to show that he was screwed up.
That is to show that he is the villain.
Yeah, he is the villain.
Yeah.
And what happened to him screwed him up. And not to say that it excuses it, but it explains it.
But yeah, no, it's almost like the metaphor for PTSD. Yeah, PTSD.
Yes. Yeah.
And like, that is why therapy is important. But not everyone likes therapy.
Or has access to it. It breaks my heart the way that after Tosh gets shot in the stomach and she's losing all this blood and she still like claws her way down the stairs and, still to save the world and to try and save Owen.
She lived longer than she should have.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, she was like really pushing forward.
Yeah.
I don't want her to die.
Well, I'm sorry, but she has. And you're not alone. Like, so many people are still not over this.
But it's a bit like, for me, this is how I feel. Like, you've got, the TV show is a good TV show, but why kill off one of the best characters?
I know.
Kill off Andy. No one cares about Andy.
Well, then if no one cares about him, then it's not going to be impactful, is it?
Kill off Owen.
I'm just going to quickly Google in case there's anything that I don't know. Why did they kill off Tosh and Owen? Oh. Someone on Quora.com just says they had to die because it created gripping drama.
No, you don't say. No shit, Sherlock.
Oh, apparently John Barrowman says he thinks some key Torchwood deaths happened too soon.
Yes, they do.
Russell T Davies wanted Torchwood to be very much in the vein of real life, unlike Doctor Who, where death is not final. So when they were in mortal danger, they had to have the consequences of that.
Yeah. This is the thing that I felt like this would have been fine if you had laced this storyline better.
What storyline?
This grey storyline.
Oh, yeah.
and like the evilness has not been laced. When I say laced, the end storyline has to have a thread that has been woven through from the beginning.
Yeah.
To make it feel complete.
Mm.
If this was a real big bad situation, their deaths would have felt much more. I just feel personally that this is a throwaway episode which has 2 deaths in it.
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of how I felt watching it this time. Like
it's not like, I'm sorry, like if you get a person who you know plays a really good villain, like, I'm sorry, like some of the best villains I know of from both TV series, I can't actually remember any from Torchwood.
Billis.
Oh, he was alright.
He was good.
But no, like the spider lady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but she was campy.
Yeah, and she understood what she needed to do.
Yeah.
Where like it just like Grey just felt like came in and it's like, I don't forgive you. I don't. Blah, blah,
I know.
blah.
No, it did
like,
feel like
it just
it came
felt
out
like
of nowhere. It felt like someone was writing it and they just suddenly thought, and then this happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It need this. This is the classic example that this needed 2 episodes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Absolutely not. Maybe. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, this is the thing that I don't understand with Torchwood and Doctor Who. Whoever writes this does not understand how to properly spread these stories out. We did not need the last episode.
Fragments.
Yes, we did not need that.
I quite like fragments.
No, we did not need that. It was the filler garbage episode. Spread this out.
You could have cut from Out of the Rain or something like that.
No, cut the fragment one. We don't need their backstories.
We do.
No, lace it in properly.
When are we ever going to get the chance to find out about them unless we do flashbacks?
It's a bit like. Oh, they're all in danger. They're all knocked out. Let's go into their minds. Oh, Jack. He got found when he was I was going to say orphan. But,
no.
You know. And I was like, no, don't need it.
Well, we can disagree on that.
I would prefer much more, a stronger arc within across 2 to 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Should be more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just think, I'm sorry to the man who played Grey. You just played him one note.
Yeah.
Villains, the greatest villains that come across in media are the ones who are multifaceted.
Faceted, yes.
Basically what I'm saying is there are many sides to people.
Yes.
And he did not do well.
No, he was one-dimensional.
Yeah. He just played angry.
Yeah, and he didn't even do that very well.
No. It was a bit boring to watch.
Sorry to the actor that played Grey.
No. Is he still acting?
I don't know.
What's his name?
Perhaps he's modelling.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Jimmy Magoo?
Jimmy Magoo, yeah, let's call him that.
Okay, Jimmy Magoo. Oh my God, what did I say to you? I said to you, John better not be his brother because he'd be boinking his brother.
Yeah, you thought at one point Captain John was going to turn out to be Jack's brother. Thing with that whole brother storyline is though that you won't remember this probably, but in The Sound of Drums, Series 3, one of the last episodes, Jack and Martha were asking the Doctor about the Master. And the Doctor said, well, he was my friend once upon a time. And Martha was like, oh, I thought you were going to say he was your secret brother or something. And the Doctor looked at her and was like, you've been watching too much TV. So they're taking the mick out of that trope. And then in Torchwood, they go and actually do that trope. Like, not very well.
No, not very well.
So it's just a bit strange.
But this is Chobby.
Chobby, yeah, Chibnall.
Chibby Chob.
When I asked for feedback on Series 2, someone commented on Instagram and said, Chris put the whole of his DeBussy into that series. Like, okay.
DeBussy?
Yeah.
DeBussy?
Yeah.
Do you know what a bussy is?
I do know what a bussy is, thank you. I'm a gay man in 2024. If you don't know, good for you.
There's a drag queen on YouTube that I watch.
Yeah.
And their name is Bussy Queen.
Oh, okay. It just makes me think of the composer,
Debussy.
Debussy.
What's the 2 words that make it up? But pussy.
No, boy pussy. But yeah, I didn't want to say it, but you made me say it.
Pussy.
It's a boy pussy.
Oh, okay.
I prefer the term...
I knew it was a bumhole.
I prefer the term tomcat for a boy pussy.
Oh. We might be getting a cat.
Oh my God, is the title of this episode going to be Boy Pussy?
No, it's not.
Please not. I hope we can get a cat. I'm very cautious to make sure that we're doing the right thing.
Meow.
You appreciated the reference to when Tosh was a doctor.
Yeah.
She was covering for Owen because he was drunk.
Hashtag the man who played Owen wasn't hired yet.
Hashtag retcon because she was meant to be a doctor at that time, and then they changed her. When we were recording for series 1 of Torchwood, you wouldn't stop going on about the fact that she was a doctor and then they changed her to not be a doctor, and you were so annoyed about that.
I'm still annoyed about that. Doctors don't have to be men.
I'm not. Yeah, I completely agree.
Some of the best doctors are women and others.
I completely agree. But I think they liked the idea more of her being this sort of computer genius. Yeah.
She can be both.
Yeah. So with John being controlled by Grey with that detonator in his arm, the moment when they unbonds and he takes it off, it's disgusting, isn't it?
I even said,
You did.
It's not the worst thing, gory thing I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it was...
Yeah. He does that really well, though. That amazing... Like, it feels amazing to him to get it off, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I remember watching a health and safety video at primary school. And there was a spinny thing, and this girl touched it, and they ripped her hand off. No, I kid you not.
What do you mean a spinny thing?
This spinny thing...
A spinning top?
No, it was... They were working on a farm.
Right.
And this girl literally... No, I kid you not, Stephen. It has scarred me. It scarred me.
Okay, well, they shouldn't be showing this to children then.
My mum complained.
Did she?
Yeah, because they came home. It was just like... I just said I could not settle.
So it was very graphic.
Yeah. She looked at her arm. She looked at her, gone, her hand is gone.
My God. And what happened when your mum complained?
I don't know. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I never saw it again.
The other bit that gets me with Tosh's death that normally makes me cry is, for some reason, it's when Gwen is packing her stuff away and the glasses.
Yes.
Because they're so much part of her character.
Yeah. There was no need to kill her off.
Yeah.
I will say this. I understand, but it felt like they just felt like a cheap trick to get a dramatic final. Does that make sense? Feels like that it was a bit cheap.
I do understand what you mean, yeah.
Because they felt, this has not been a strong ending. Let's kill some people off.
I can understand that point of view, yeah. Right then, let's put exit wounds on our lists. Where is it going to go for you?
What's combat?
I swear you ask me that every week. Combat is the cage fighting weevils.
That is so it's forgettable.
Yeah, it is.
What fragments?
That was the flashbacks last week.
Adrift? I can't remember these.
That was Jonah getting taken away by the rift.
Oh, okay. That was quite a good episode. It's going to go in between adrift. Shut up. Adrift.
Adrift.
And a dead man walking.
Okay, so number 16.
Yeah.
And for me, yeah, it's, like I said before, it's kind of not actually that memorable apart from the fact that Owen and Tosh die, which I get a huge emotional impact from that.
Yeah.
But it's not actually that great an episode overall. So I think I'm going to put it maybe underneath Sleeper and above Everything Changes. So that makes it number 19 for me.
Okay.
So that's that.
Yes.
That's the end of Torchwood Series 2.
Oh, thank God.
Did you enjoy it?
If you look at that list, there's a big puddle of them in the middle.
Yeah. Do you think you enjoyed Series 2 more than Series 1?
I think so. Some of my favourite episodes off the top of my head is the one where the meat was at the back of the
That is your
truck.
top episode, yeah.
I like that episode. I like the one where...
Tommy was being woken up.
Yes, I like that episode. Yeah. I like the one where the weirdos in the countryside.
Yeah, that's called Countryside.
Yeah. Those are some good episodes. Those are some of my faves.
Yeah.
But I do think
that was Series 1 though.
They need to have big bad. They need to learn the big bad thing now.
The thing is, what we've had thus far with Torchwood has been standalone episodes. Very much a story is done in 45 minutes. As of Series 3, it becomes much more of an arc-based thing.
And have you worked out how we're going to do that?
I have worked out how we're going to do it. Because the next one's only 5 episodes, and they broadcast it across 1 week. Every night an episode was on.
Oh.
And it was really event television. Like, it was a big deal at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Didn't even know that.
In my opinion, it's the best. But we'll come to that. But yeah, Torchwood Series 2. I enjoyed it. I think it is more consistent than the first series, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're consistently just middle.
Okay. So I put out a question on social media to our listeners to let me know what they thought of Torchwood Series 2 overall. And I've had a few responses, including some voice notes, which is pretty cool. So we're going to have some of those now. So our first one is an email that comes from James.
Hello, James.
James says, hello, just wanted to say I've been listening to your... I'm sure he didn't say hello that camply, that was just me. Hello! Cute! Sorry, James.
French say cuckoo.
Okay.
Cuckoo.
Just wanted to say I've been listening to your podcast for a while now and I've been loving it, especially hearing a fresh reaction from Ben. What's so funny?
You just said, I don't think you said it that camply, and then you went, I've been loving it.
Reading out emails is really hard because I don't want to, labour the point, but I want to put a bit of expression in as well. Anyway, he says, I think Torchwood Series 2 is a massive improvement from the first, with better stories and a more consistent tone. They definitely got more of an idea of what to do with the characters in this series, and also I felt they weren't as all over the place as they were in Series 1. I'm glad they redeemed the character of Owen and actually made you feel sorry for him just before killing him off for good. Can't wait for you and Ben to watch Series 4 of Doctor Who, and also Torchwood Series 3 when you eventually get there. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now. Keep up the good work. James, you were not waffling. That was a lovely email. I very much agree with your points. It's kind of makes it more tragic, doesn't it, that they gave us a softer side of Owen and we saw a better side of him just to kill him off.
They were going to get together. They were going to boink and they were going to get together.
It's not all about boinking. It's about love.
Stephen, do you not know how to sell TV shows?
But I don't think
sex sells.
I don't think Owen can boink when he was.
Yes, he can.
Undead
A
state.
bit of wire.
No, I'm
up it goes.
I don't want to hear about the wire.
It just relies on the fact that he is a shower, not a grower. I thought I was so right that they were going to restart his heart.
No,
I thought I was dead on the money there.
That would have been.
I've been
miraculous.
dead on the money other places. Though.
You have, yes.
Thank you, James. I do agree with you that it's got a very much more consistent tone.
Yes. Next up is an Instagram message from a friend of the podcast, Aaron, who's also been a guest.
Aaron. Ooh, I made the dog bark.
I don't think you made it bark.
Oh.
Anyway, Aaron says, my biggest opinion of Series 2 is the development and equally disregard for Owen and Toshiko's characters, to the point that they both die together. He says, I tend not to rewatch all the way through Series 2 as it's a very difficult watch, even still now.
I agree.
Yeah. He also goes on and says the addition of Martha and seeing her in a more realistic setting and showing her knowledge and that she was good at her job was a really fun way of bringing back a companion that deserved more love.
Give her a Series 2, that's all I say.
What, with the Doctor?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Imagine if she's travelled with Shooty.
Martha's coming back.
What do you mean?
They're going to ring her up and say, Owen died, finally.
Oh.
Can we borrow Martha again?
Yeah, or put him on a permanent basis. Yeah, I do love Martha. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. I agree. I can understand as well avoiding watching the finale because it's so...
Traumat.
It is, yeah. But no, I can understand as well what Jack said about, we've got to carry on now because people die.
The 21st century is where it all changes.
Yeah, life still goes on.
Jack witnessed the leader of the Torchwood kill everyone else, so he's
seen trauma so many times. Yeah, and he says the end is where we start from. That's his final line, I think. But that always amuses me so much because when the Torchwood Series 1 and 2 soundtrack came out, it was the summer, and so I was just about to go on holiday with my parents, and I'd got the CD, and I was desperately ripping the CD so that I could listen to it on I had an MP3 player at that time. I wanted to listen to it in the car going on holiday.
There's people back at our age. They were listening to things like Britney Spears,
yeah,
Westlife.
For me, it was the Torchwood soundtrack that year.
I will say, I will let you talk about music because the final music was beautiful.
It is. That track is called "The End Is Where We Start From." And what I was going to say about it was funny was that I downloaded it onto my thing, but for some reason it put the tracks on in reverse order. So, and I didn't realise that until we'd already set off in the car to France. And so I listened to the soundtrack many times on that holiday, but I always listened to each track in reverse order. And then when I realised that the end track, which was the first one of when I listened to it, was called "The End Is Where We Start From," and I was like, I'm literally starting at the end of the soundtrack every time I listen to it.
Oh, God.
You didn't find that funny. I thought that was hilarious at the time. Anywho, time for a voice note. This one comes from the lovely Heather, who I know back from the Doctor Who fan orchestra days. She played the clarinet and was a vocal soloist on Doomsday.
I would love to learn the clarinet.
Well, go ahead then. Here's Heather's voice note.
Is she American?
She is Australian, as you'll hear from her accent, but she lives in America with her husband, Dave.
Hello, Heather. Hello, Dave.
Very nice. Okay, here is Heather's voice note.
Hi Stephen, hi Ben. It's been a while since I really sat down and watched any Torchwood, but I do still have some strong memories of some of it, and your podcast has definitely been rekindling some of those. I remember Series 2 being stronger than Series 1, although it was still a bit uneven in quality. I know Ben hasn't seen any of Series 3 yet, but that one blew me away. I can't wait to hear your take on that one, Ben. But Series 2, I remember punching the air when Reese finally got to find out about Torchwood, and to keep that knowledge. It was great seeing him with more scenes. I loved Reese. I also love the way they developed Yanto's character through that second series. He seemed like a bit of a... He didn't have much to do in first series, but second series he started to really come into his own a bit. I do remember a tinge of sadness when it looked like Owen was going to be killed off in the middle of the series, just as I was starting to warm up to him, because he'd been a bit of an asshole early on, but he was starting to sort of... starting to get to understand him a bit better, and then it turns out he wasn't quite dead, sort of, really. He was like undead for a while, and we got to discover a bit of a different side of him, which was pretty cool. I had issues with the finale. The finale had some issues with it, not a big fan of the John Hart thing or the Grey storyline at all, but that ending, I'm not really over Tosh's death even now. She was probably my favourite character overall. Anyway, I have rambled on for a while. I've been loving your podcast. Keep it up, guys. I really enjoy hearing you bits of slices of life in amongst the whole thing. So, love to you both, and see you later. Bye.
Oh, thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather. You're so Australian.
Yeah, she's got a great accent, hasn't she?
Yeah. I must sound like an English Ben.
We're all different.
But I wish I had a fun accent.
Yeah, thanks, Heather. I totally agree about Tosh's death. Like, even now, I'm still not over it.
No.
She's a great character.
She's amazing, and she's dead.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I bet the lady who played her, I can't remember her name.
Naoki. Yeah.
I bet she was like, oh, killing me off, really?
I don't know how she felt about it. I'm sure she was very proud of all she did with it, though. Yeah. And I'm sure she's come back for audios, because they do... Some of the audios, I think they do, like, fit in to the series, like, so it would be before her death. So yeah, Heather mentioned that she's super excited to hear your thoughts on Torchwood Series 3. I think that's a running theme. I think a lot of people can't wait for you to watch that, because it is so good.
And I'm an extreme person.
What does that mean?
My emotions are extreme.
Oh yeah, it's very good. Thank you, Heather. So my next message comes from Yanto, friend of the pod, who's also been a guest.
Yanto.
He sent this to me via WhatsApp.
No, they've actually met. We
have actually, yeah.
In Personius.
Yeah, and I was shy as anything.
Yeah, and apparently he's very handsome in real life.
Excuse me. He knows I think that anyway.
Oh.
So I was going to do a northern accent for him, but no, I'll just read it in my normal voice.
Do a northern accent.
Shall I do one? Oh my god. Sorry, Yanto, in advance. I'm happy you guys are back on Torchwood. If nothing else, it means you're nearly at DW Series 4. Hee. Torchwood Series 2 for me was interesting. A lot of my favourite Monster of the Week episodes are in Series 1, but I feel Series 2 is much more consistently good, and I like the arc and character development so much more, especially how much more Yanto is involved. Felt they weren't out to shock just for the sake of it anymore, but we're really leaning in on consequences in a way Doctor Who can't really do, with episodes like Adrift and A Day in the Death. The ending wasn't my favourite, but Tosh's death is so sad, she deserved so much better. I'm glad that Ben seems to have mostly enjoyed it, and can't wait to see what he thinks of DW4 and Children of Earth. That's Torchwood Series 3.
I know!
What, have I told you that?
Yes!
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry about the accent, but I had to.
No, Stephen's really good at accents. And he does a really good accent for Mole.
Oh, yeah, in Wind of the Willows.
There is nothing.
This boy...
Absolutely nothing. Half so good
That's
as
right.
messing around in a bit.
That's right. Yeah, I liked what Yanta said there about they weren't just out to shock for the sake of it anymore. Because Series 1 was very like, okay, we're going to have sex alien, we're going to have people just snogging and like...
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Toshiko's death is the sake of it.
No, but that's a different kind of thing. He means shock in the sense of like, we're adult TV.
We're going to be semi-pornographic.
Yeah.
You're going to see Owen's bulge.
Well, we did see that.
Several times.
Yeah. But I don't think that was intentional.
Did we see Owen's butt cheeks? Or was it Reese's butt cheeks?
Reese's, we saw.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Butt cheeks.
I always remember that when he walks in, you know, when she's got the girl, Emma from the 1950s staying with her, and he walks in naked, and she screams, and Gwen's like, Emma's parents are very religious. And he's like, oh, better not tell him you saw my morning glory then, eh? Anyway, so yes, thank you for that, Yanta. That was good. We've got another voice note next. This one comes from Marianne, whose message I read out recently on the podcast.
Hey guys, I've loved listening to you talk about Torchwood Season 2. It's become my drive home from work, de-stress to listen. And as I was listening, I realised that I don't remember as much of Season 2 as I do of the other series. And I was talking to my dad about it because we always watched it together. And then I realised that we were watching it together when I was like 10. And my mum realised after we'd watched Season 1 and had a go at him and put a stop to it. So I never watched Season 2 at that time. Looking back, that does actually seem like the appropriate action to take. I really look at Season 2 fondly, though, because I love Jack and Yanto, and I'm very glad that Gwen's married off and Jack is less flirtatious with her now. What I'm really looking forward to is hearing you guys talk about Season 3, because Season 3 broke me. Not that I want you to be broken, but it hurts in, well, not even a good way. It just hurts, but it's great.
Yeah, completely agree.
So I'm going to be broken.
Well...
I'm going to be screwed up, spat out, eaten back up, spat out again, chomped, chewed, gnawed on, and broken.
I think that sums it up, yeah. Oh my gosh, Marianne, I can't believe you watched... I thought I was young to watch Torchwood Series 1 at the age of 14. But 10, that's crazy. And I totally understand why your mum was like, no, you can't watch it.
Yeah, let's give Marianne's mum a lovely round of applause.
Yes.
My God, 10 years old watching the sex episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oof.
I don't know.
Yeah, well done, Marianne's mum.
Yeah.
Bit late, but...
I love how she also said that she listens to us on her way home from work to de-stress. I wouldn't think our conversations are that de-stressing.
I don't think I'm a very de-stressful person. I think I'm actually... So, here's a fun fact story for you. So one time, me and Stephen we were together about a year, maybe a year and a half, and I said to Stephen and my mum, we were having a conversation, I said, don't know what the conversation is about, I just remember, I'm not high maintenance, and then they both laughed. And I was like, I'm not high maintenance. I'm not, am I? I am, aren't I?
I'm not saying anything.
I just like to think of it as I know what I like.
Yes. You know what you like, and I like what I know.
Yeah. And you like what I like.
Yeah, for a quiet life.
You benefit from my taste.
True. Yes.
So
anyway,
yeah.
Our next message comes from a long-time listener, Elliot.
Elliot. Is it spelt with 2 T's?
Yes, it is. Elliot says, I think Torchwood Series 2 does a great job of exploring the characters of everyone in the team, rather than just focusing on the alien threat. It makes them all feel more like real people, which makes the series finale so much more emotionally impactful with Owen and Tosh's deaths. One of my favourite episodes is Fragments, because it's such a creative way to find out more about the team without the characters having to openly talk about it. I love seeing how Jack and Yanto first met, And Tosh and Owen's stories are always so heartbreaking to watch.
This is where me and Elliot differ.
You're going to have to disagree, aren't you?
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I think origin stories are important to find out, but do I think that they did them the right way? No.
Fair enough. I agree with Elliot. I think it's a really cool, and it's a creative way of doing it, that you get one moment where you just get to see all their stories, especially given that, like, 2 of them are about to die in the next episode. So it's like now or never, really.
Yeah.
So the next voice note comes from Craig.
So yeah, Torchwood. I've watched the whole series last year because I was quite new to it because I never watched it when it came out. I only ever watched, I think, the first episode when I was a kid, and I didn't really quite get it. But Torchwood's quite good for what it was. But yeah, this episode did give me those feels.
Yes, Craig gives me the feels as well.
Yes. It's definitely a feelsy episode.
Yeah, it makes you feel sad and angry and sad.
Yeah. Another person who said that they watched it as a kid, or even if it's just the first episode in this case.
That sex episode, that's bad.
Yeah, although the first episode, there was no sex in that, I don't think.
Up against the hand dryer.
No, that's episode 2.
Oh.
But yeah, I can understand you wouldn't, it depends on how old you mean when you say kid, but I can understand you wouldn't really get it. But yeah, thank you for that. We've got an email now that's come in from Emma. Now, Emma sent in a lovely long email, which I really enjoyed reading, and I'll show you, Ben, as well. But I'm just going to read out a few highlights from it, if that's okay, Emma. Emma says, Torchwood Series 2 is my favourite series. It was the first I watched, as I was too young when Series 1 came out. I was probably too young for Series 2, but I nagged my parents so much because I loved Doctor Who so much that they would watch it when it came out, and then at the weekend, one of them would sit and watch it with me and fast forward all the bits with sex, etc. they didn't want me to see, and I'd have to shut my eyes. That's kind of funny. I had something similar because my dad said he would watch each episode first to decide if it was suitable for me. He watched the first one, and then I watched the first one, and then I just carried on watching the rest without him because he was too slow. He wouldn't watch them quick enough.
You were 14?
Yeah.
You were literally, a few months off 15?
Yeah, I think it's... But what, do you think that's too old for your parents to be like, oh, I don't think this is suitable?
No, I personally think that it needs to be a discussion between you and your child.
Yeah.
At 14. If you're just turned 14, your parents need to have more control.
Yeah.
But if you're a few months away from 15, then it should be a discussion between you and your parent.
I guess.
But then I don't know. Yeah. It's very messy.
I guess they probably knew they would be fighting a losing battle because I was so obsessed with Doctor Who.
The thing is, though, with TV series, it doesn't matter. If one episode hits 15, the whole series has to be labelled as 15.
Yeah, I get
so
that. Yeah.
A lot of the episodes could be 12A, apart from a handful of episodes that are hit 15. That is how it works.
The funny thing with Torchwood, I never watched it this way, but I heard that for Series 2, because it was popular, they broadcast it as normal, and then they would do a repeat that was edited to be suitable for younger viewers. So they would remove the swearing and sexual stuff.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. There's certain things you can't really edit out.
Might lose the essence of the show.
Yeah, that's what I feel. But yeah, that would have been interesting. Anyway, Emma goes on and says, I often skip Adrift because I find when Jonah screams so horrible. I was probably too young the first time I watched it, and that one scared me a lot. I agree with that as well. That stayed with me when I saw it. That long scream.
Yeah, it is a bit. It's very chilling.
Emma says, fragments also made an impact on me, especially Owen's story. I think it makes sense why he was reluctant to get close to Tosh and how much Diane leaving him in Out of Time impacted him. I said to you that we would see why he was so closed off, and so we eventually did with his flashback.
His wife had an alien in her head.
Yeah.
Her head.
The biggest impact for me is Tosh and Owen and their relationship that never happened. It still makes me cry to this day, as I think they could have had something special had Owen realised how he felt sooner and not died. I do think that Tosh was too good for season 1, Owen, and wish she had realised how special she was, because I don't think she ever really knew.
No, I don't think so either.
No, that's sad, isn't it?
But she's had a good life. She got saved.
Jack saved her. She found a great purpose in life. It's just a shame it was cut short.
And also, I guess her flashback showed that she will do anything for family and friends. Like, she'll do anything for those she loves. Like, she was dying. She could have saved herself, but she didn't. She chose to save Owen.
Yeah, she. That's why when we discussed, we had quite a bit of an argument over the fact that you thought she was using Owen's trauma to get what she wanted. And I said I don't think she would, because I don't think she's like that. I think she's selfless. So I don't see her as doing something selfish like that.
No. But even the most selfless people have moments of selfishness.
Yeah, and that makes us all human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, though, like, she could have easily probably, like, saved herself. She could have taken the time to, like, get herself maybe up. I don't know.
I don't know enough about bullet wounds.
But the thing is, though, she chose to use her time that she had left to save another person.
Yeah, and also just to ensure that the city was safe from the explosion or the meltdown or whatever. Emma finishes with a PS. She says, I really enjoy the podcast. I'm a big Doctor Who fan and my boyfriend isn't so much. He does watch it with me, but a lot of it he doesn't really like, so it reminds me of us at times. It's interesting for me to hear new perspectives from someone who doesn't have the same nostalgia of watching it when they were younger.
No, I don't.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's our USP. Right, and here, folks, is our... I don't know why I keep saying folks. But here is our last voice note. This one comes from Raven, which is such a cool name.
Raven.
And it's a really lovely voice note, so let's have a listen.
Hi Stephen, hi Ben, Raven here. I just binged season 2 of Torchwood this week, so I could respond to you. So here are my thoughts. Overall, I like this season, but season 1 was better in my opinion. Owen should have stayed dead, because I don't really like Owen.
That's brutal, but understandable.
But it was nice that he helped the woman on the roof not to kill herself. Then to Gwen, I think she is good in authority roles, like when she told the police people what to do. And she also has empathy and wants to do the right thing and fights for humanity, but I still don't like her. Like, she does other shitty things, like cheating on her boyfriend.
Raven, do you like anyone in the show? Because you sound a bit like me at the moment. I don't like Gwen. I don't like Owen. To be fair, I think series 2 they grew a lot, but that's my personal
100%,
opinion.
yeah.
And now we come to Riz, because he's amazing. I get it, Ben. He's great. Love him. And she doesn't deserve him. I'm glad, though, that we saw more of him in this season, and also that he finally knows about Torchwood, because it was about time.
See what you did there.
Also, I think that Jack is like the dad of the group, and you just see how much he loves them and cares for them. He always tries to protect them with his sweet little gun, and when he can't, he's crying and heartbroken, and I'm heartbroken too. Yanto this season had more action, and he's really part of the team now. I really love that. I love him. He's amazing. Also, that Jack and he are a thing now is so cute. Love it. Now, I watched this show years ago, and I totally forgot about most of this season. So before I watched the last 2 episodes, I was like, oh, hopefully Tosh is going to be okay. Probably not, because I know the show, but she's amazing. I love her. She should be fine. Yeah, well, shit, she is not. First of all, I thought she was badly treated this season. Like, first she was in love with Tommy, who, by the way, reminds me of Neville Longbottom. And she had to let him go. And that shows how selfless she is. Like, she puts always others first. And then there was Adam, who kind of forced himself onto her. There was no consent from her. And she's just so smart and sweet. We love her so much. So when she died, it was devastating. She died a hero, though, and she will be remembered. But why did we have to lose her? She really deserved to be happy. Like you can see, I love Tosh. We're emotional about her. In the end, the last 2 episodes were an emotional roller coaster, but I survived, unlike Tosh and Owen. And I'm really excited to see what season 3 is gonna bring us. So these were my thoughts. Thank you for listening, and keep up with your totally awesome podcast.
That was amazing.
Oh my god, Raven.
Yeah, Raven, you're hilarious. I love the way you were like...
I survived.
I survived, unlike Tosh and Owen.
I want to know where she's from because she's got an accent.
I would guess German, but I'll have to ask because she sounds a lot like my friend Monica, who's German. But no, I loved that voice note. Thank you for that.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And also, very interesting you should say that Tommy reminded you of Neville Longbottom, because after we recorded our episode about To the Last Man, I Googled the actor, discovered that he was played by an actor called Anthony Lewis, who is the brother of Matthew Lewis, who played Neville in the Harry Potter films. That's why he reminded you of him so much. So, yeah, that blew my mind when I was like, how did I never know this? So, wow.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you to everyone. Yeah, lovely, lovely messages, especially the voice notes. It was amazing to actually hear from some of our listeners. So maybe we'll make that a regular thing. We'll see. We could do it. We could do it for the end of series 4, maybe. Anywho,
Patreon,
shout outs.
Patreon, shout outs. When am I going to get my buttons?
You're never going to get buttons.
I want them. Stephen, I should be able to press buttons and they go, woohoo, beep, beep, beep.
Button that goes, absolutely not.
Yeah, I love that.
Just in life.
Absolutely not.
So this is the part of the podcast where we just remind you that we are on Patreon. The option is there to support us if you'd like to. We are very, very, very grateful to all the people who do support us. And those people currently are Louisa, Philip, Jason, Joe, Tom, Louis, Michael, Verna, Heather, Benny, Caleb, Monica, Amber, Jay, and Kaylee. Massive thank you to all of you. Your generosity is really appreciated and noted. Thank you so much for joining us for our journey through Torchwood Series 2. It's been interesting. We'll be back soon to start Doctor Who Series 4, which I'm so excited about, because you know who's back.
So excited about.
You know who's back, don't you?
Yes, I do know. You haven't let it go. Like a dog with a bone.
Who is it?
Dononius.
Donna Babes.
Donny Babes. Donny Boo Boo.
Yeah. Also, you haven't seen the Doctor for ages. You haven't seen David Tennant for ages.
No, I forgot what he looks like. David Tennant looks so much better now than he did
Oh,
back
yeah,
then.
he's a DILF now, yeah.
He is a chef kiss.
Anyway, take care, everyone. You know where to find us. All the information's on our show notes. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We've also got a coffee now. Ko-fi, how do you pronounce it? Coffee?
People pronounce it Ko-fi.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be about buying you a coffee, isn't it? So anyway, we've got a Ko-fi. So if you don't want to commit to a regular payment via Patreon, if you want to give us a one-off donation, you can do that via Ko-fi. So check that out in our link tree as well. Until the next time,
stay cool, stay safe,
stay fantastic.